Did you know that minimum wage is currently $8 to $9 an hour and 59% of the American population works a minimum wage job? These individuals work these jobs full-time in order to support themselves and their family. Wouldn't it be nice if they could earn a little more? Minimum wage should be increased because a large amount of the working population works a minimum wage job and their current pay is not enough to support a family. First, we'll be discussing the main problem of minimum wage. Second, why minimum wage is too low. And lastly, the solution to how minimum wage could be increased to further help the people of America.
Some people who work minimum wage can't make ends meet because their income is so low. For example, there are single parents who are trying to provide food, a home, pay the bills, and possibly pay for daycare for their child or children, but aren't able to afford these basic necessities. While minimum wage remains constant, other things like food prices and gas are always rising, so it makes it impossible for somebody not to sacrifice one or the other. Not only is it about money, but it's also about dignity. People who work hard at their jobs are getting paid very little, and they feel like they aren't valuable at the company. According to Andy Stern and Carl Camden from the LA Times, in their article, Why We Need to Raise Minimum Wage, they state that the government is doing what the government is doing to keep the minimum wage low, what is being done with what is being done with the money. The government provides workers with income transfers and helps them meet basic needs, and these include things such as the Earned Income Tax Credit, food stamps, and Medicare. But the people working minimum wage aren't the only ones that are paying for these programs. It's everyone who pays taxes. Now that we've discussed the problem, we'll be talking about the causes of this problem.
The cause of this problem is because of the economy growth. The world today is growing rapidly and it seems to be harder for an individual to get a decent job. Also because of the government focusing too much on the military. According to the Times editorial board from LA Times, in its article, Raise Up the Minimum Wage, it states that many businesses are skeptical to increase more jobs because of the economy consumer spending. That aversion to risk helped explain the solid corporate profits and stock market gains in recent years have coexisted with diminishing median wages and stubbornly high unemployment. The government is responsible for the many job losses in the economy. The need for more focus is on what's important in society in general. Now that you know the cause of why minimum wage is too low, we will offer you a solution to this problem.
The answer to the issues raised earlier would be to increase the minimum wage. By increasing the wage to $10.10 an hour, we would not only see a reduction in poverty, but we would also help businesses save money that they can direct towards helping their workers and improving the work environment. According to an LA Times editorial board article written September 14, 2013, a full-time position at minimum wage would keep the employee just barely over the federal poverty line, which is about $15,510 per year. But since most minimum wagers are working part-time at a salary of $8 an hour, they're still considered within the poverty line. By increasing this wage, we might be able to help them out of poverty. This is further proven by a Washington Post article by Mike Conskill, written on January 4th, 2014, which discusses a research done by economists that shows that raising the work wage would reduce poverty by 2.4%. In addition, we would also be able to help companies themselves. Though there would be no decrease or increase in job positions or hours, adjustments would be made to the company in order to accommodate the new salaries being offered to the workers. The LA Times article also mentions that the employers who have already increased their salaries have boosted in productivity and have saved on job training for new employees, since people with higher salaries would be more likely to stay longer in the company. With this solution in mind, let's go over what we have learned today.
The current minimum wage amount is too low and it should be increased because a large amount of workers work these part-time jobs full-time. First, we discussed the problem why minimum wage is too low, the cause of what low minimum wage does, and lastly, why minimum wage should be increased as well as the benefits it comes with. Imagine if you worked a minimum wage full-time. Do you think that's enough to support yourself and or a family? Like Benjamin Todd Jealous once said, no person can maximize the American dream on the minimum wage.